They asked the question in a council session, an innocent enough probe from a junior historian of the Ilari delegation, fresh from academy and swollen with curiosity. Elder Corvax, she chirped, her bioluminescent antennae fluttering. Which species were the last to truly anger humans? I found a gap in the archives after Cycle 9083. Her voice echoed through the chamber before silence fell like a neutron blanket. She didn't understand, not yet, but everyone else did. Eyes turned toward the human representative. Ambassador Clay sat still, too still. His posture relaxed, but not natural. Even the Czarn, warlike and brash, quieted their breathing. Corvax, eldest of the Thelene, shook his hooded crown slowly, feathers twitching with ancient dread. "We don't talk about them," he said. But it was too late. The question had been asked. That night, silence reigned over the diplomatic quarter. Lights dimmed, doors locked earlier than usual. The young Ilari found herself isolated, answers buried under layers of classified data. Finally, in an act of youthful defiance, she slipped into grand archives, bypassed old firewalls and language gates, and found the black file. Project, perdition, redacted lines, dead terminals. The deeper she went, the colder the room became, as if the database itself mourned what it remembered. It started with an insult, not to Earth, but to its children. The Dre 11 were a proud species, six-limbed, chitin-plated, and brilliant in field strategy. Their ascendancy had held half a spiral arm, before humans even joined the galactic concord. They believed in dominance, in testing the limits of rival species. And they believed in extermination, not diplomacy. So when Earth was invited to the Council, the Dre 11 offered no congratulations. Instead, they launched a test, a small fleet, stealth probes, a few abductions, children. It wasn't war, not officially, just a probe to assess the human threat level. They wanted to know how Death Worlders reacted to the theft of their future. They learned. Too late. Humanity never declared war. There were no formal communiques, no ultimatums. A single signal pulsed from Sol's orbit. Every human ship vanished from standard tracking. Merchant routes went dark. Then came the silence. No data, no transmissions, until the Dre 11 outpost on Telvark. 7 blinked off the star map. One moment, 50,000 Dre 11 soldiers and scientists bustled within its fortress walls. The next, it was a crater, temperature so high it had turned bedrock into mirror glass. The Concord demanded answers. The humans sent none. The Dre 11 retaliated, or tried to. 27 assault cruisers dropped into Martian space. Within 3 seconds, they were gone, not destroyed, removed, as if space itself refused to acknowledge them. Council panicked. Emergency sessions. Please. Sanctions. The humans said nothing. Their fleets remained hidden, their embassies locked. But in the shadows of the stars, war was sculpted with terrifying precision. The Dre 11 core worlds, 7 planets, each protected by thousands of warships, ringed with orbital mines and planetary shields, were all destroyed in a single Terran hour. Not bombarded, disintegrated. Witnesses, if they survived, reported sounds. Not explosions. Sounds. Whispers of old Earth languages transmitted across the spectrum. Latin phrases. Gregorian chants. A child's laughter slowed and reversed into something that made the Dre 11 flee their own bunkers. Some soldiers turned their weapons on themselves just to escape the audio. The Concord demanded again, "What are you doing?" Ambassador Clay finally responded. He stood before the council, flanked by 2 quiet Terran guards who never blinked. His voice calm, eyes hollow. "They took our children. We are taking everything else." The council pleaded for mercy. The Dre 11 have surrendered. Their leadership is gone. Their military is gone. Clay nodded. So is their civilization. And it was true. Not even the bones remained. Planetary crust boiled. Their moons vanished. No atmosphere, no ruins, no artifacts. Just absence. Every map was reprinted. Dre 11 space now listed as Void Sector. Unnavigable. Probe sent and never returned. No light escaped it. The historian stared at the last image. A Dre 11 child, eyes wide, mandibles trembling, staring at the camera aboard a human ship, being returned to her father, returned unharmed, well-fed. The father, a Dre 11 tactician, had wept. Humans had returned all the abducted children, without harm. They had cared for them, played with them, fed them earth fruit, and told them bedtime stories in their own languages. Then they erased an entire species, not for revenge, for balance. When the historian emerged, her antennae no longer glowed. Her gait changed. She passed by Clay in the corridor. He paused, nodded once. "You read the file." "Yes," she whispered. "Then you understand." "I think I do." "No," Clay looked through her, past her, as if remembering something carved into his bones. "You feel. That's the difference." After that day, the young historian never asked about the Dre 11 again. No one did, not out loud. And though the Concord archives listed the void sector as uninhabitable due to spatial anomalies, everyone knew the truth, not because it was written, but because of the silence. Silence is louder than data, because in every language, across every species, there is one unspoken rule, one inherited instinct, now etched into galactic law not by decree, but by fear. Do not make the humans angry. The last species that did, we don't talk about them. We can't, because there's nothing left to talk about.